So if you remember, last year we did a rebuild on this. This is the Frankenstein, and everything was perfect, ran perfect. Winterized it a couple months later because I didn't get a chance to run it. And then here in the spring I fired it up. It ran for 5 seconds and stalled. So then I went to start it again and it was knocking and pinging like crazy. Not pinging, it was rattling, I guess. And lo and behold, this is what I ended up having to do. Pulled the engine out. Look at the oil. And here it is. There. And there. And down there. So what I'd like to know is a bent rod like that a problem? Yes, and that's where it was rubbing. So that was put together. I bought the cylinders, pistons, because that had just been recently bored out to 0.5 over, and they only had about 6 or 7 hours on the engine when I bought it, and then the screw had come apart on the air compressor and chewed up the casing and everything, so that's why he got rid of it. But the crank was supposedly inspected, and the crank was just fine. But I think what's happened is this seal right here is very loose, as you can see. So I think what happened was the oil, yeah, even that one's not a nice tight seal. The oil leaked through that seal, filled up the bottom of the crankcase down here. And then when I fired it over, it actually hydraulically locked, and that's what bent the rod and toasted the rebuild. So I have since ordered another rebuild. I sent in my old another core I had, and ordered a new one. That should be here in about a week. And we're going to put this bad boy back together, and at least this year we'll be able to get it out in the water and take her for a rip. What else? I took the seat off this one, put it on the other one that we just refurbished, and I've got a new cover for this seat, so we're going to recover that as well. And we're going to fix up the hood. That's why I took that hood off. So we'll sand that all down and clean that up. Whether I'll get a new graphic for it or not, I'm not sure. But I guess all I can say is let's get into her. I cleaned up the cases again. The cases are fine. It only ran for a few seconds. So I guess we'll get back at her. Well, finally, after about 4 weeks, I got myself a little present in the mail. That's for our, let me get this out of the way, Seadoo RXDI Frankenstein. That blew up on me before I even got to take it for a test drive, thanks to a crappy used crank that I bought. And I will never do that again, because I've had 2 machines now that you think the crank is okay, but the seals are a little bit loose. Actually, look, we can check it out. Look at the bend in that. That's nice. But I don't know. Those are pretty wobbly. Oil gets by there, filled up into the cylinders, crank it over, bends the rod. Anyway. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, it's got that. More paperwork. Oh, nicely packaged. Those staples work. Let's see what we get. Oh, looks good. Wow. Look at that, eh? Let me just, where can I put this? Stuff everywhere. Oh yeah. Geez, these guys do a pro job. CV Tech. All new bearings. Wow. I love new stuff. No more. It was 500 bucks for a new crank. And I think I paid, well, just a couple $100 for that other one that was supposedly just wonderful, but you can't really tell about the inner seals until it's too late, so. Anyway, that's her. So now I'm going to put that back in there and do the whole process again of putting her all back together. And then we'll do the test drive of the Frankenstein RXDI. And it's goop time again. It's that Loctite 5910. Little cleanup there. Looks good. Check it all out. Crank's in. Alignment marks are right on. I guess we should take a look at that. If I can find it. Oh yeah. Blue. You can see the blue notch and the mark in the crank, and that is aligned. I say we put her together. I wiped everything down with acetone too, so might get a little bit more there. Let me just wipe that down quick and then we'll put the top on, or the bottom. Crank had quite a bit of oil on it. It doesn't take much to get that everywhere. Looks good. Put my cap in here for the counterbalance. I put a new rubber O-ring. I hear somebody walking into the room. I hear somebody walking in.
Yes, a room is probably done. Good everything else.
Yes. This goes.
My hair got taken out.
I just pulled that thing out of there too. I can't believe that. No. No. What am I doing wrong? What am I seeing wrong? Good?
That's good.
Don't want to force it down.
Yeah.
I think that's good. Just needs a sledgehammer. You got your drive stuff ready to go?
Yeah. Just checking this out. Looks like we just did this.
That's it. Just in a matter of seconds, it's all rebuilt and ready to go back in. So that'll be the next one. I think I'll just do the same thing, time lapse, because you've seen this once already, and then we'll throw her on the hose, see if it works. All right, today's the day. Let's get this bad boy in this again for the second time, and hopefully that'll be it. There's my little okay, trying to connect up as many things as I can before we drop this thing right down and in there. And one of them is this little compressor line right there. That one is brutal to try and get at. So now, got to find my pack of little clamps. Awesome. There they are. Right there. Got them from these guys, Wizards Power Sports. Tiniest little clamp. I saved you the agony of watching that again. That was brutal. Okay, and then on the other side, we got to hook up a ground, starter, some water pipes, and then we can keep dropping her down as we go. So let's get that happening. Starter, that is not fun to get that wire on if you get the engine down in there and you forget.
Those boots are just impossible to get. To do what they're supposed to do. There we go. Alright, where's the ground wire? There she is. Don't throw a little Loctite on that, or is that? Should. Just didn't want to mess up the ground connection with the Loctite. And find it. Socket 18, that looks huge, so that's it. 17 millimeters. There she is. Power. The vent. Water, we gotta go down further. Pipes there. Let's bring it down a bit. I didn't put that cap on the ground. As if that's gonna go over that thing anyway. Look at this thing.
It's looking good. I think I'm going to hook up the, have a look down here, hook up the cable for the oil injector, because that'll be a bit of a pain to get at after. So we'll connect that up. Left hand, there. We have oil injection. I want to slip the exhaust pipe down in there because I'll never get it in if I don't put it in now. Trying to get her where I want her. Something like that. All right. Now we'll get all the ropes off, get everything roughly where we want her. Okay. Oil line. Let's get that hooked up before I forget.
That always sucks when you forget that. Zip tie. And that's hooked up.
I think I'll put one bolt in the front just to keep it from sliding all around. And somewhere here I have exhaust bolts, exhaust bolts, exhaust bolts. How can I have all exhaust bolts and nothing else? This is the engine mounts. Yes, engine mount. Try and label everything. Plastic bags seem to be the best route to go. Got one longer screw and two short, so let's go with the longer one in the front. Which should go right there, but engine has to go forward a bit. Okay. There we go. All right, so then there's a pipe up front. water coolant right there. That goes to the magneto. Get him in there. Hopefully you can see, I don't know. That's on another zip tie. What would Seadoo do without zip ties? What would I do without zip ties? Then there is the magneto plug. That is plugged in. And what else we got here? I'm guessing that putting the air box in here is going to be a nightmare too, so I'll have to get that one going. And this one here goes to air box as well. Throttle body back. Got one water pipe here. Connected. I don't think that hose there, is it sitting okay? That's for the exhaust. We got a bunch of pipes for the, look at that, back of the cylinder head. And there should be some more here for the compressor. That goes to the compressor. Will it reach? I don't know. That is almost on, but not all the way. Come on. That's her. And guess what? There's another zip tie. Kind of boring watching all these little connections again on the Frankenstein. But if you don't hook them up, it don't run. Okay, there should be another water pipe there. I may have to lift this up. That goes on the head. Let me hook up all these water lines and then I'll bring it back. It's kind of boring. I'm just clipping stuff back on where it went. All right, I'm just going to do a crank over, squeeze the throttle so that it doesn't start. Well, plugs are out anyway. It's not going to start, but put it in drown mode. Beauties. Sounds a little weak. Battery. Tighten up the plugs. And then the big moment again. And I need a extension. Oh yeah. Okay. That's everything I can think of. I say that we give her a try, see how she goes. And then I'll have to go hook it up to the water to make sure there's no leaks, but let's get there. Just want to get some fuel up there. Here we go. And that is that. That's freaking awesome. So now I'm going to hook it up, do all the checks, see what's going on. Seems like there's a little bit of a throttle response issue, so we might have to check all of our pressures and everything, but yeah, successful first start. Woo! Okay, let me figure out what I'm going to do and go from there. All right, here we go. Back to where we were in the fall. Water test time. A little bit of water leak in there, good. Whoa, shut off the water. Now remember, there was one more hose to hook up. Check it out. That goes right on the bottom there. And that's why we do a test. Okay, back down the hill. One more reconnect and we'll try it again. A little bit of excitement. All right, we'll try this again. Machine's got to be running when you're messing with water. Water on again. Not seeing any leaks. There we go. Little weeper out the front. No maintenance light. 1450 RPM. Just go back. Yeah, perfect idle speed. Sounds good. That's awesome. Okay. Well now, oh yeah, and the release is working. Relief, good. That's it. So I'll probably end the video there. And then once I get the drive bearings, I got to put that back together and then we'll put the drive back on. I kind of did a trade with my son, took the bad one and he took a good one. Actually, I think it's bearings and wear ring. And when he went to put his wear ring in, the dealer gave him the wrong wear ring and we tore it all apart. And now he was sitting, so I figured we'll swap them out. Anyway, everything looks good. So success again. Guess we'll pick it up on the next video. Thanks for watching.